Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Air quality has been such a big concern over the past week, and today is no exception. And you can see that from all the weather cams behind us. Look at that view from Wairika. This comes from the Rain Rock Casino. Very hazy, very smoky, and it's pretty hazy in the basin and pretty hazy in Medford as well. And you can see our temperatures right now are generally in the 80s. They're knocking on the door of 60 degrees along the coast. So for today, the smoke has been a lot more widespread. Yesterday, it was mainly in the Rogue Valley and in the basin in Siskiyou County. Today, it's spread a little bit further to the west. It's gotten into portions of Josephine County, but once again, the thickest smoke is in the Rogue Valley. It's in northern parts of Siskiyou County, and it's in the basin as well. We'll go ahead and put this into motion. This is right around midnight tonight. A lot of the thickest smoke is once again in the same areas, mainly in the basin in Siskiyou County. And then as we head into tomorrow, this is 8 in the morning. This is something you're going to have to deal with as you're dropping your kids off to school, walking to the bus stop for the third morning in a row. A lot of thick smoke in parts of the Rogue Valley, in parts of the basin, parts of Siskiyou County. But the good news is that we're going to have a strong westerly push of winds, and a lot of that smoke is going to get confined to the basin. Bad news for those of you in the basin, but good news for those of us in the Rogue Valley. Air quality will improve significantly, and then we'll have another northwesterly surge of smoke. So for tonight, smoke pretty much everywhere except for the coast. We'll be in the 50s in the Rogue Valley, 55 degrees in Medford, 51 degrees in Grants Pass. Going to be sitting in the 40s along the coast. More gusty conditions. Those winds could gust up to 25 miles per hour. And then in the basin, we'll be in the 40s. Once again, 42 degrees in Klamath Falls and 48 degrees up in the Cascades. So tomorrow, heading to class. Here is your bus stop forecast for the coast. We'll be in the 50s, same thing for the valleys, and then in the mountains and the basin. That's where air quality is probably going to be the worst, and that's where it'll be the chilliest too. We'll be sitting in the 40s. So planning out your day in the Rogue Valley tomorrow. It's going to be an odd day, a mix of sun and clouds and a mix of smoke and a mix of clear-ish skies. I think the best time for the lack of smoke and the lack of clouds is going to be right around 4 p.m. and we'll warm up to 85 degrees by then some more clouds will roll in after that. So for tomorrow, again, smoke everywhere, but the smoke won't be there all day, especially in the Rogue Valley, 85 degrees. In Medford, 85 in Wairika, mix of sun and clouds along the coast. That's where the best air quality will be, and then we'll be in the 80s and the 70s once again in the basin. Over the next 3 days, planning on going hiking in the west side valleys. We'll be in the 80s, and air quality will be an issue once again, but not so much later in the day on Wednesday going into Thursday. And then your temperatures for the next 7 days will stay below average until the weekend. We're going to be back in the mid-90s. Here is your 7-day forecast. Hazy conditions for the next 3 days along the coast. We get all the way into the mid-70s come time for Saturday in Northern California. That's where the worst air quality will be. Temperatures consistently at 87 degrees until we get back into pretty hot conditions, upper 90s for the weekend in the Klamath Basin. We'll get back into the 90s as well on Sunday. And also we're watching the chance for maybe a sprinkle or two going into tomorrow night. That's something I'll have more on later in the show. Also, the same thing applies for the mountains. Smoky conditions for the next 3 days. We'll be back in the 80s come time for Sunday. And then in the Rogue Valley, we're expecting smoke early in the day tomorrow. Some of it will clear out, but I think the smoke rebounds by the time we get to the end of the week. And then temperatures will also rebound. We'll be back in the mid-90s for the weekend.
And we know we have that air quality advisory. Do you think that's going to be extended beyond Wednesday then?
That's kind of been the pattern. The Oregon Department of Environmental Quality, they'll issue it and then they'll extend it and then they'll extend it. And so that's probably what they're going to do, at least until Friday, if I had to guess.
Okay. Thank you so much, Josh.
Of course.